We've talked a lot about Liz Cook, and this has been getting a lot of traction, and both through emails and discussion behind the scenes, and just various people asking me, asking others, just pure talk amongst everybody and anybody. Where's Liz Cook? Where is Liz Cook? And Liz Cook, of course, has been a fixture at KPIX. That's the CBS O&O in downtown San Francisco on the corner of Broadway and Battery. And I had a broadcast not that long ago saying I was flat out wrong about Liz Cook. When she first was on the scene and becoming the initial fixture at Pix, I said, oh my God, who the hell is this woman? With all due respect, she came across to me as sort of not ready for prime time. I thought she was very incapable, to say the least. Let me fix my camera here. Speaking of the devil, um, but for a couple of months now, she's been gone from Channel 5 at 5 and 6, whatever time she was doing the news. And oh, yeah, before I get to that, I said that she'd made a really, really turn for the good, and that she'd become not only more capable, but very, very watchable. And not just the fact, look, she's an attractive woman. I'm not saying that with any kind of bias or any kind of malfeasance. She's an attractive person. That's fine. Plus, oh, by the way, she happens to be very, very good on the screen. She comes across as smart, decisive, use all the characteristics. She's really had a rapid ascent at Pix to where now she is, and there's ramifications for all this. I talked to you about the fact that Liz Cook has not been MIA. She has been working the new CBS 24/7 stream that CBS has worked on. It's based out of here in San Francisco, where they have this 24/7 streaming outlet out of San Francisco, right there at the KPIX building. And many of people have shown their wares. A couple of local people like Liz Cook. How well has she done there? Ironically enough, where she might eventually have a pathway to having a presence there and less of a presence locally. I don't know this. I'm speculating out loud. Okay. But she's done very well. She's had a tremendous ascent from where she was to where she could be headed. I want to emphasize this is just me speculating. I have no, I mean, I've talked to various people, and I'm not going to be specific as who I've spoken to because some of them are sources, some of them are just people who work in the business, who are wonks, broadcast people, TV, radio, but in this regard, TV people who have agreed with me. And but before I get to that, just to I'm all over the place here, but trust me, there's a larger amount of points to be made. Uh, oh, about the fact where's Liz Cook? People sent me emails. There are people that ask questions about her via comments on the comments section here. I have heard through the grapevine that KPIX continues to get viewer email. Where is Liz Cook? Without stating the obvious. Liz Cook didn't split. She's very much around. She's been doing this CBS 24/7. And if you haven't seen this, go on there, go to the site. You can reach it by going to KPIX's website. They have the stream right there. You click on it, takes you right to the source. But in any way, Liz Cook has been working at CBS 24/7. She's made such an impression that I've heard again through the grapevine that she may indeed have a position coming up. Probably with the beginning of the new year, there'll be lots and lots of personnel changes. I'm feeling kind of vibes of that happening. Um, that involves local CBS people here at Pix, with regards to Sarah Donchi, for example. Maybe Sarah Donchi, who's currently at 10 or 11 o'clock, might be in an entirely new position. Who knows? Could she replace Liz Cook? Yes. And Liz Cook ain't going anywhere. She's going to have a presence, whether it's CBS 24/7, whether it's Pix itself, whether it could be a combo. Who knows? I'm just hearing that these are imminent personnel changes being considered and planned very much on the front burner, not the back burner. And there's lots of personnel changes. Speaking of 24/7 CBS, that streaming site, there could be some people from the Midwest, from back east. It is vastly becoming a fixture, and it's good. They do a good job. I mean, there's some things with the monitors and the banks and all that stuff. I find it a little bit maybe every now and then too cutesy, but as I've said in the past, they are trying to adapt to the environment that we have today. And it's all challenging. On a larger point, I'll get back to Liz Cook in a second. Um, I said all these streaming outlets, it's not just entertainment, it's news. There are too many options. And what that does is, the pies can be sliced only a certain amount of ways. There's not lots of choices in some cases. In some cases, there's too many choices. What does it do? It splinters the audience. And not just for the news end. Look at the entertainment. Look at all these network side affiliates like Peacock and Paramount Plus and ESPN Plus. That's more of a sports presence. But when you have all these options and when the pie is cut so thin, eventually only the really, really good funded deep pockets are going to survive. They're going to kill each other off. I've said this all along. It's going to happen. You can't have all of this. You have to have some degree of commonality where there's a one or two or three or four, whatever, name the number, that there's a certain amount of momentum in each respective outlet. Otherwise, they eat themselves. Yeah, it's that kind of an environment. There's too many options. Hell, remember the days we used to say when cable was around, there's going to eventually be like 500 TV stations. Now there's way beyond 500. It's 5,000 maybe. It's going to get more and more and more. Well, eventually, only the deepest pockets will survive. So it's not. It's there's too much stuff out there. Too much. Back to Liz Cook. So Liz Cook has ironically not disappeared. She's demonstrated that you can be taught certain things. You can ascend. You can become really remarkable. And right now, I'd have to say unequivocally that Liz Cook is without a doubt on the rise, not just at CBS San Francisco, but the entire market. And dare I say this? Oh, I'm going to say it. I think she's absolutely, without a doubt, network quality. I mean, had somebody asked me, "Come on, what the hell's going on with your all of a sudden your infatuation with Liz Cook?" It's not an infatuation. It's I see a dramatic uptake in her talent, in the manner in which she carries herself, in her appearance, her look. She's never had a bad look. and I'm not saying that with any kind of sarcasm, saying it as a matter of fact. And I've said this about two people, and they happen to be at the same station. I'm going to say it again. There are two people, without a doubt, that could take the place of Nora O'Donnell. Nora O'Donnell was a major mistake network anchor for the CBS Evening News. She just, and she's very capable. She just has an attitude, I guess, or her personality, or the fact that she comes across at times, did, present tense, does, which is why CBS is waiting in the wings with this temporary deal they got going on. But there's two people that could have been a warmer, fuzzier iteration of Nora O'Donnell. They both work at CBS. Without a doubt, numero uno is Juliet Goodrich. Juliet Goodrich doesn't want anything to do with that. She's a Bay Area person. She loves being in her position at CBS, being in the Bay Area, working as she does now. Very happy. She's thrilled, I'm told. She's flattered beyond all you know what to be even thought of, but she doesn't want the Nora O'Donnell gig. That's number one. The second person is, yes, Liz Cook. And I said it a million times. I was wrong about Liz Cook. I thought that she wasn't really ready for prime time, speaking of the devil. But she's basically gone this way, not this way. And she's improved. So it's not an infatuation, it's a mucho acknowledgement. It's an observation that you could be wrong, and I was wrong. And I now understand that you can also be taught and you can be rebranded. And I don't use that as a knock on Liz Cook. I think she thought the same way. And I think she's used her temporary role at this new site to really up her talent, up her ante, if you will, and taken advantage of it and has absolutely thrived with it. So there will be something. I can't say anything certain yet because I'm just speculating, but I'm speculating based on the information and the vibe and some of the conversations that I've had with various people who are in the know, who know about certain things. I can just tell you that there's going to be something big time on the horizon for one Elizabeth Cook at CBS SF and beyond. So that is that. Hey, do become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And please, folks, help me maintain this site by making a contribution on the PayPal icon. Click on it. I will personally thank you. You will be a new member, contributor, facilitator, if you will, to the Rich Lieberman Bay Area Media Pulse. Thanks a lot.